Welcome to this match of Dota 2. Welcome back, I should say, because I did crash my stream there for a second, but I'm hoping it's working again now. We have ourselves a best out of 3, the finals of the Dreamhack online qualifiers. This is the first one of 3 in total. And I say online qualifiers because of course there was an offline one as well, so 3 online qualifiers in total. As today is also the day that the invited teams for Dreamhack Winter 2012 are released, so if you want to check that out right now, you can do that. You can go to gozogamers.net/Dota2, and I believe it's still the top article because it's really fresh news, so go check that out for sure. But yeah, we are going to focus on the game. Like I said, the finals, one of these 2 teams is going to get an invite to Dreamhack Winter. It is QWERT versus ScaryFaceZ, or Faces. Kind of, multiple Z's, a lot of Z's there. And we are going to see how they're going to try to do that. How they're going to try to take at least game 1. We see Undying being banned out. He's not going to be part of the party. And Darkseer, Templar Assassin and Batrider being banned out as well, with the first pickup for ScaryFaceZ coming for the Bounty Hunter. That's not something that we see every day. It is a hero that fits in a lot of different lineups, so I do like it. It's a very strong hero. I don't think you can really go wrong with it. I kind of feel like he is the new Windrunner. Like, Windrunner is definitely a solid hero as well, but is a bit less, is slightly less strong on the lane than a Bounty Hunter is, or at least that's what I feel like. We have got the Rubik and a Jakiro being picked up by the Dire side, and it's going to be a Tinker and a Wisp coming out for the Radiant side.
Dire team pick.
And I like this. I'm a fan of the Wisp. In competitive play, I should add. I'm a fan of the Wisp being played in competitive play because, yeah, you know what he can do. He can just jump over the map and get kills. And if you combine that with a Bounty Hunter, that's a very strong combination. Tidehunter will be picked up here by QWERT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think we're gonna see some bans, like maybe a Tiny and a Chaos Knight still, because even though Wisp is already strong with Bounty Hunter together, you kind of want to have something else to go on the lane with a Wisp that can be strong together as well, because like I said, Bounty Hunter is probably going to be solo, then Tinker is going to be mid, and then you either want a Wisp on a try or dual lane, and there is indeed a Tiny ban coming out from QWERT. No real surprise there. As for the bans from the Radiant team, they're really not wasting any time. They ban out the Faceless Void, they ban out the Naga Siren, and indeed we also have the Chaos Knight banned out. I mean, really, those are no surprise, as those are not heroes that you want to face with that Wisp combination. Bounty Hunter alone is bad enough. Antimate's the last ban out for ScaryFaceZ, and that's 3 carries out of the way, and kinda logical as well. I mean, if you look at the lineup, we see 3 heroes, of which 2, both Tidehunter and Rubik, we've seen those both as solo lanes before. Jakiro is going to be supporting. It could be that Rubik is mid, Tidehunter long lane, and then there could still be a lot of options for QWERT, but what I'm... Oh, wait a second. Well, Lifestealer's also banned out, by the way, because he would be a good combination with the Wisp as well, because you can jump into the Wisp and then, or Bounty Hunter, and then you can move 3 instead of 2. But Phantom Lancer kind of indicates that we might see a Keeper of Light, and I just mentioned the lane or the lineup so far for QWERT, and they have got mostly semi supports. They cannot pick up the Keeper of the Light, for example, because they already have too much support. They need something more solid, and I think Keeper of Light is going to be a pickup for the Radiant team, and then make that into a trial lane. Phantom Lancer, Keeper of the Light, and of course Phantom Lancer is a very strong split push hero. Tinker as well, and then you have the Bounty Hunter. I mean, you have 2 people pushing on the map, and then you have the Bounty Hunter trying to snipe people off with the Wisp. There is so much map control coming off from ScaryFaceZ already. That is pretty scary, and right now QWERT has to decide how are they going to deal with that. They need to have something to counter push. Well, they have already got the Jakiro and the Rubik, both great counter push heroes, and they have the Tidehunter. So if a team fight is being forced, then they can take it. And the thing also about the Radiant lineup, like I said, split pushing, so you won't have the entire team there normally. You'll have the Tidehunter fighting a team fight, preferably for the Dire team, 5 on 4, knowing that one is not there. Of course, with the Wisp that can change very soon. Of course, Wisp can just go somewhere and then bring him back. That's of course the power of the Wisp, but it is still a nice hero to have. But they need more counter push. They need also something for on a duel and or a tri-lane. What are they gonna pick up next to that Jakiro? Looks like the bans coming up from ScaryFaceZ were already enough to throw them off guard, and especially that Phantom Lancer pick, of course. Kind of not knowing what to do, and they are running out of time. This is all the time they've left that you see ticking down right now. 5 seconds, and then they are gonna pick a random. They pick up Alina. That is not something that I was expecting. It's again a semi-support. And no Keeper of the Light. Oh, that is a shame. Still, Venomancer still going to be a tri-lane, probably a strong tri-lane, might I add, because Venomancer is one of those heroes that has that Gale, which is the strongest spell, or one of the strongest spells on level 1, of course. It got slightly nerfed, nerfed in the sense as it costs extra mana, so you can't spam it out as you used to. But it is still very strong. It's still 50% slow, and Phantom Lancer also slows, of course. And then if you have a Wisp, you can try to get that Stutter stun out there, and you can try to go for first blood. And it will be a Sven coming off from the Dire team. They needed to have something with a stun still to have Lina stun follow up on that one. No, that's not really a big surprise, to be fair. And we have seen Sven carrying successfully as well as non-successfully, but it is a valid carry right now, especially since his buff on God Strength, of course, he is now scaling a lot better into that later game. But we're gonna see how they're gonna be laning this, because like I said, they have a lot of options. We even see Lina solo laning sometimes. Rubik can solo lane, Tidehunter can solo lane. Only Jakiro is the one that we know for a fact is not gonna solo lane. He also picked up wards. Let's see what other picked up. Looks like Tide might be on a solo long lane. Rubik could be mid, and then Lina also on a tri lane with the Sven and Jakiro. That will be a very aggressive lane if there is indeed gonna be that tri lane. Let's see who's playing what, by the way. Sorry, we see Sasu, the captain himself, playing the Sven. We're gonna see Vex FC, who's playing the Jakiro. Nemorianos is going to be playing the Tidehunter. FT War Q is going to be playing that Rubik, with the last one closing the line. It is Lina, and he is being played by Wiosna. And they are all going somewhere. They are like a train, and they have this guy safe and everybody safe, or on the Radiant team, and they won't find anybody either. They will just go for wards probably, or at least the Jakiro is thinking about placing a ward. Probably, maybe around here. Oh, nice positioning. It will take a while before it finds that. Should be already counter wards up somewhere on the Radiant team though. Let's see who's playing what on ScaryFaceZ. We have got Sema, captain of the team, I believe. Or at least the one that registered on the brackets. It's playing the Phantom Lancer for his team. We have the bottom lane also gonna be completed with the Venomancer, played by Norman, and we have got Art is an Explosion playing the Wisp, and that will mark the tri-lane, as we are indeed having a tri-lane versus tri-lane. I have to say, I love this. We have seen, if you followed my stream, we have seen a lot of tri-lanes coming off lately on this bottom lane, the tri-lane versus tri-lane, and it has made for some very exciting games, for very active games with a lot of kills going back and forth. I have to say, there's a lot of disable coming off from the Dire team. I mean, stun for the Lina, stun for the Sven, follow up stun for the Lina, Ice Path there as well. It's a lot of disable, and on the other side you have slow from the Phantom Lancer, slow from the Venomancer, and then you also have a Stutter stun if you're lucky, if you can get into position properly. But it is very I think the Radiant team are slightly at a disadvantage because they lack those disables. And if they would initiate on the Dire team, then they would be countered. I mean, if they initiate on the Jakiro, they'll be stunned. And like every single hero there is stunned, so they can't do anything really aggressive there. But let's jump ourselves over to mid lane. We see Vladislav Cosmos playing the Tinker. He's gonna be up versus a Rubik, who's indeed gonna be solo mid. And the Bounty Hunter will be played at top, and he is being played by L. At least that is his name right now, or a lot of L's. He is playing solo lane Bounty Hunter, and he's going to be up against a short lane Tidehunter. And I like this. We have seen Tidehunter on a lot of short lanes, long lanes. And the long lanes are just, you know, the hero that's going to be there is not going to be getting that much experience there. It's going to be taking a long time before Tidehunters are level 6 if they're on the short lane. But if he's, or on the long lane, wow, I know, English, yeah, I know, hard. But if he's on the short lane, he'll get his experience and he'll be level 6 in no time, and we will be seeing Ravages in no time. And I have to say, I saw the draft, and before this one was picked, I kind of thought, you know what, this is not looking good for QWERT. This is, I mean, there's mostly some heroes that we normally see as support. But I really like what they've done here. I really like their lanes and how they have worked them out. Tidehunter level 6 means level team fights earlier on. They'll shut down the Phantom Lancer on this lane. I'm curious to see how this lane is going to go in the middle lane. Of course, there's a Tinker who's going to be getting some last hits, and I think Rubik will also. I mean, neither of these should be dying unless there's going to be a ganking coming. And also, both of them should be getting last hits. Of course, it's going to be a bit easier for Rubik, I feel like, but it will definitely not be that hard for the Tinker. But then again, they might try to set up some ganks, of course, with that stun combination if they don't need it on the bottom lane anymore, something like that. We'll find out though. Of course, the thing is with the Tinker, if you do shut him down, at some point he'll get his farm anyway, and he'll still have his boot to travel, and even though there might be a lot of towers already down on the side of where the Tinker is at, the rest of the towers will not go down because he'll jump around, he'll march to the machines, and regardless of how well he farmed or not, he'll get his items up at a frightening speed, because that is just a hero that he is. He can just do that unless he's being constantly tracked, constantly being under siege by the opponent. Talking about track, by the way, because there's of course a bounty hunter on the map, making it better for ScaryFaceZ to try and go for some ganks also. Which the rest of the lineup is kind of favoring, of course, because of the Wisp. But if you look at the lineup from QWERT, they're not easily gankable heroes. Maybe if they find Alina by herself or Jakiro by himself or something like that. But other than that, it's going to be really difficult. You can not just kill off a Tidehunter. Same thing goes for Sven. Same thing goes for Rubik. It's pretty difficult to do that. But yeah, track. It's a great ability to have on your team. Means you can exchange kills and get the better of it because you get more gold and stuff like that. Everything that I always say that bounty hunters just have going for themselves. And then there is the Rubik. If Rubik would still track in this occasion, there will be such a big advantage for QWERT. It's going to be really scary for the Radiant team, and he's of course going to try to get that track, and then in team fights he will get tracked up on everybody. And one most important thing is of course the Phantom Lancer, who kind of needs to be having his doppelwalk just in case, if he is in a team fight, because normally he's like a split push hero, but if he is in a team fight and he gets his track, he's not going to have his escape anymore, and all the kills that QWERT does with their team fight are gonna be worth more. Oh, there is a chat bug apparently. Shout out to Bug. Wow, pun intended. There is a shout out to Bug and there is a chat bug. Okay, a lot of shout outs going on as we have another disconnect. So we are waiting for Norman this time on his Venomancer. Well, this will give me the time to say some more stuff about what we're seeing right now, because I noticed a lot of people joined probably after the matches ended that were going on earlier for the Beyond the Summit. No, not Beyond the Summit. Wow. The Dota 2 League and the Premier League. But you are watching right now. This is the finals, the best out of 3 finals for the Dreamhack online qualifier number 1. And we are gonna see 3 games, well, or 2, depending on who is gonna be winning the first 2 games. This is game number 1, and the Creeps Waves have not yet met, so we're still in the very early stage of this game. If you want to find out more about Dreamhack, there has been just like an hour ago, or maybe even less, the teams are announced that have gotten invited already. You can go to gotogamers.net/Dota2, and you'll find all the information there, all the teams that are invited so far. And of course, next to those invited teams, there is also Fnatic RC that already qualified in a offline qualifier in Dreamhack Valencia. So that is only 3 teams left to go in the online qualifiers to know who's going to be going to Dreamhack. But there's also going to be bring your own computers qualifiers. I think there's going to be 2 in total on location. So all the teams are not yet known until the event actually already started. And I think Venomancer is reconnected back in, and the goes have been called. So let's see how this is going to go. Yeah, I think that I said everything. If you want to find out more about the brackets, you can go to Dreamhack.se, and I think you can find the brackets there if you click on eSport, and you will be redirected to the binary link, because we're using binary beast for the brackets. And I'm sticking on this bottom lane because this is where I think the action is going to be. Sentry ward already placed. No doppel walk for you, Phantom Lancer. And we'll keep an eye on the other lanes as well, but this is the lane where the action is going to be happening. QWERT is looking really strong. They only need one initiation and they can land all their stuns. And these two supports are therefore should be very, very careful. And they already counterward the ward, so the ward was found. So the creep wave could be...
Ah, Jakiro, I hope that icy head of yours hasn't cooled your temper.
Really? Really, Lena? She just trash-talked her teammate. Or something. Oh well. This is aggression coming off from SF. Ooh, ScaryFaceZ, sorry. I'm thinking they can turn around any time to land a stun and to go for it though. And this sentry is already doing work. I mean, that ward just got placed there and already got countered. Gale going off on the Lena. Do they have more? Another slow. There goes the stun though. Ice Pet landing as well. And Lena stun as well. Is it going to be enough? Tether is going to be there. Extra movement speed for this Phantom Lancer. And the first blood is going to go to the Phantom Lancer. As the Wisp is one hit away from dying. Pops himself. Should be staying alive. There might be a stun from Sven coming off soon though. And actually no, his mana got popped off. The Venomancer can't throw out another Gale. Gonna go for the Sven. Nice Ice Pet once again. The slow is already there, and there is another stun from the Lena. The breast coming down as well. 20-second stun, and Sven should be safe with popping the salve. But one kill going the way of ScaryFaceZ. I was not expecting that turnaround. Well, I say it's turnaround, but they were the ones to initiate it, so it's not a turnaround at all. I was expecting a turnaround, and that didn't happen. Not enough burst damage coming off from the Dire team, surprisingly. So maybe we have to wait for that until Lena is level 2 to have that Dragon Slave, but there was a stun, there was an Ice Path, there was also a Lena stun, but it was not enough. Lena went down. So nice job for the Radiant team. As I have to say though, they are out of mana, and they have to wait a long time before they can do something like that again, unless they are getting some more clarity potions soon. But on neither of the three heroes on the bottom lane there are clarity potions, nor is there a Ring of Bacillus, so no mana for you. And that will at least put the minds at ease for the Dire team for now. Let's quickly take a look at the mid lane, where the Tinker is of course battling the Rubik. Rubik is already going for the gem and getting himself an illusion rune in his bottle, which he already has. Tinker already has a bottle as well. He is 10 for 4 last hits. Rubik is 10 for 4 as well. Do they have actually the same? Yeah, they have the same last hits, exactly the same. Nice job. As the harassment comes in on the bottom lane, are they going to go for more? No, they are not. They're just going to try to grab some last hits there. And they will be able to do that as well. Or will they? Yep, they will. Jakiro stole it from the Lena, but it still happened. As this situation, I mean, Sentry ward already placed also to counter the ward that was there for the Dire side. Stun, landing, Ice Path, Phantom Lancer in some trouble. Here comes the Tether, and there's a double walk. Sentry ward is no longer there. 2 minutes are over, and it will be Phantom Lancer that is perfectly safe here. And I bet Lena is quite sad that she's not had her sentry ward. Even though if there was a sentry ward, I'm not even sure if she would have actually gone down. If the Phantom Lancer would have actually gone down, there was not that much burst damage coming up again. Phantom Lancer a bit more tanky than I thought, and to be fair, I mean he has got a stout shield. He's got 1100 gold already. He's doing a good job. His farm is 10 for 2, so not that great, but he did pick up that first blood money, so nice job for him. Spending in the meantime 16 for 3, so getting the better of the last hits on this bottom lane. And we're gonna see how the top lane is doing. Bounty Hunter 19 for 1, Tide Hunter 18 for 4, so still very even as well. And of course the biggest thing to mention between these two, normally they're long lane heroes, they're not used to getting those fast levels, and these heroes are getting fast levels. Both of these could be very dangerous very soon. The track will make a difference on the bottom lane for sure, and the Ravage will make a difference everywhere on the map for sure. Actually, the track will make a difference everywhere as well. Look at this harassment, back and forth, right-clicking back and forth. Still a lot of mana on the Tide Hunter though, sorry, on the Bounty Hunter, and Tide Hunter is going to be hunted. Going to pop on himself, who's now be popped off, but he is yeah, they're just going to continue harassing each other. And if someone should be in danger, it's probably gonna be the Tidehunter, because he doesn't really have an escape, while the Bounty Hunter can just go and shadow walk and hide. But then again, Tidehunter doesn't feel like he should be in trouble because, or like he might be in trouble because he is such a tanky hero, and he is now level 6. Bounty Hunter still level 5. So Tidehunter actually slightly ahead on the levels. 20 for 4 up on him, 21 for 1 on the last hits on Bounty Hunter. So like I said, very even there. As it looks like this top lane, even though Forest Blood went of course to the Radiant team, it is not the Phantom Lancer that's getting most of the farm here. He's got boots, he's got a ring of protection. Probably going for an Aquila if he can get it. Also of course get that Basilisk so he can throw out his lance a couple more times. Because like I said, after that First Blood they did not have any mana left. Right now they're looking at the point at where they could have something going again. I mean, there's another lance up. Just one though. Previous fight there were 2. And you might also want to save some mana for your Doppelwalk if you want to try to escape still from the combination that comes out from the Dire team. But is it gonna... yeah, I'm curious to see how this is gonna go. I mean, I'm expecting more aggression to come off from QWERT, but they already went twice now. And they didn't get the Phantom Lancer down. So they might have been slightly taken aback and just be thinking, you know what, we'll just farm. We got the better of the farming part of the lane, that's for sure. Our Sven is farming more than the Phantom Lancer, but we cannot kill them, and we don't want to risk the lives of our Lina and Jakiro. Those are, of course, the heroes that are gonna go down, if someone's gonna go down. With, of course, Lina already giving away that First Blood. And with that Tide now level 6 and Bounty Hunter level 6 almost, we also can expect them to leave their lane soonish. Though having said that, the first one that leaves his lane is probably gonna be the one that dies. Because someone is going to die on this lane and then is going to come back to life and is going to go to a different lane to help out there and get someone on by surprise. Is it going to be the Tidehunter that's going to be going somewhere first? Or is the Bounty Hunter? I'm not sure. Maybe if someone gets forced back to base, that could still be the case. If Tidehunter thinks now, you know what? Oh, actually he might die here. There's no Janata on the Bounty Hunter though, but he only needs one more right click and he will be able to get it. Bounty Hunter picking that one up. He might actually be forced back to base with this as well. He picks himself up a Tranquil Boot and he will be forced back, so he will also be leaving the lane probably, as a Tidehunter has a 10-second death timer still. It's quite a long time. But then again, he is level 6. He is the same level as the mid lane heroes. I mean, that's not what you expect from that long lane solo, or at least the Bounty Hunter side. Tidehunter, of course, actually teleporting down still towards the top lane, expecting to have free farm, which he does, because Bounty Hunter's not there. And when are they gonna mark the laning phase over? That's the question. And they're both heroes that can do that. Like, both are heroes that at level 6 have got that ability to just make a difference elsewhere. And look at how protective these are. They know the Bounty Hunter is missing. They know that he could be anywhere, and they seem pretty afraid of this Phantom Lancer, with of course a Wisp standing by just in case. But you know, the Venom Rancer is quite far away. He's just pulling and stacking and pulling and stacking. And he's just waiting until the creeps reach his tower, and he's just gonna attack there again. And again, Bounty Hunter rotating back top. This is not something that we normally see, that they just go back to farming. At the same time, we know that both of these have had some free farm here. So they might just be content in continuing to free farm until someone else decides that the laning phases are over. It could be. And would that be the Tinker who is building towards his boots of travel? Still hasn't died yet, and Rubik also still of course free farming. 24 for 7 on the Rubik, with 32 for 12 on the Tinker. So Tinker getting the better of this lane, and as he has his Marching Machines level 4, he will force Rubik back a bit more. He does force the lane out with that also though, so there's a slight downside to that. And the Phantom Lancer now making use of the stack that Norman had created on his Venomancer, making sure that one entire lane is going to get denied, and that the lane itself is going to push itself out towards the tower again.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Sven actually finding them. They want to go for this, or do they? Thinking about a stun, didn't do it though. Just a hesitant movement there. Spirits, there goes a slow, goes on the Lina. Spirits are going to hit on the Lina as well. Look at that damage. And there's a stun, hitting on the Phantom Lancer. Ice Spell, latches on the Wisp though, and no Lina around to throw out a stun. Now she's going to throw out a stun, latches on the Phantom Lancer. Sentry being placed as well by the Dire. Nice Tether stun though, Sven. A lot of trouble, rockets will fly. Tinker, no, that was actually the Rubik coming in with the rockets on the Tinker. Nice Lina stun, and that is Norman going down on his Venomancer. Wisp trying to get himself out of that one. And it is Where did that guy go? Actually, Phantom Lancer died in the backside of that as well from the Rubik, who is gonna go towards mid. So Rubik, the first one to leave his lane, letting Tinker alone, who is now getting some pressure on the tier 2, but they did get the Phantom Lancer, which was of course target number 1. Of course Sven died there as well, which is not really ideal at all. So in a way it's a semi-even trade, but it was a 2-for-1 trade in total. So not really ideal with the Venomancer dropping on the side, but then again, it's a Venomancer and you kill the Phantom Lancer, that's the most important thing. And Sven is going to be going back to farming level 4 versus the level 6 Phantom Lancer. This is a big difference right here, so we will see the experience graph in favor of the Radiant side. No surprise there. That is because of course you have got an aggressive trial lane coming off from the Dire team. They have no creeps to pull, they just have to take the experience from the lane and from the kills that you might be doing. They did not get the amount of kills that they hoped for, and their opponents were able to just continuously pull and stack and get experience from that. So that's why we see that level difference coming off in favor of the Radiant side, as Wisp is going to land some spirits somewhere, thinking about it anyway. Is he going to find a hero to land them on? Nope, he's just going to push the lane with it though. Wonder if that's intentional. Warcrack coming off from the Sven. They want to go for someone. Oh, Phantom Lancer doppel walks himself away. Should be fine. TP incoming here from the Bounty Hunter. And it's Jakiro that's actually taking a track there as well. As it's slow. Bounty Hunter being locked inside the ice path. Gale going through. Hits on all 3. What a Gale. And that's the Lina gone. Jakiro gone. Sven in a lot of trouble. Another track guild for you. Up for you, and Sven will go down here probably as well. There we go. Wisp actually picking up the last hit. Rubik now here. Ravage being used. Tidehunter TPing in. Wisp goes down. Venomancer getting telekinesis up in the air. Still has a Gale if he wants to use it, which he probably does. And he gets it on the Rubik, who is also tracked up already. Shuriken's going through. Not going to kill him off though, and they already back off. They know they don't have the favor anymore, especially not with everybody coming back in with full HP, the ones that they killed off first. But what a Gale. That Gale made all the difference, landed on 3 targets as they walked in a perfect horizontal line next to each other, strolling away towards their tower, and then BAM! Gale, all of them. 2 of them down, actually 3 of them down. With Sven still dying as well. That was just the entire trial lane going down only for the price of a Wisp. It was a great encounter for the Radiant team, making sure that a lot of those kills were track kills, of course, as well from the Bounty Hunter, so that will be a big gold drop. I say drop, but I mean it's going up because it's a Radiant team, and it's going towards the 2k, and yeah, that was to be expected, to be fair. What is this Siege Crypt doing here? Interesting. Well, it will now go back towards the lane anyway. And Sven continuing to farm, still not level 6, has now died twice. He's got 45 last hits. I'm actually going to put up net worth because that says just so much more now. And Tinker, I've said it during, well, no, he was still farming, and he is farming again, but he's got his boots of travel very fast. Normally you shut down your Tinker, or the Tinker opponent to you, well, that's opposed to you, a bit more than what's happened with this Tinker, but he just got for his Rubik, and Rubik didn't kill him, and he didn't get harassed, or at least not enough for him to be slow with farming. And he is doing good, and he is doing better than the Rubik as well, based on net worth, which is of course also because of the kills. And Rubik has, well, I have to say, he's not doing bad either. He is actually highest for his team on net worth, followed by the Sven. But we know that the Sven has had a tough time. We know that Rubik actually has 2 kills for himself, so and an assist, so doing a great job there, but it doesn't show on net worth. And Bounty Hunter actually highest up on the list, and that is Track. Wisp, level 6, coming in, brings himself a Venomancer. Gale will latch, right clicks, will go. Tidehunter cannot do anything against this, apart from just continuing to run. And there comes the Sven on helping out. Will the Tidehunter still drop? 1 more Spirit to go, doesn't hit though. It is the Wisp that goes down. Venomancer to follow, and the Bounty Hunter, the only one to get away. And I say get away, and he's not even going to be trying to get that Tidehunter, at least he was not able to do so. Tidehunter backing off. 1 initiation coming off from the Radiant team, coming off from ScaryFaceZ, but nice counter gank coming off from the Dire team, making sure that Sven TP'd in and saved his teammate. Got a kill, got an assist. Happy times for QWERT after not having such a good fight in the bottom lane, even with using the Ravage on that bottom lane fight. And see some pressure going on. This is like You know how a brood mother always stays on her lane, and you know, she just waits until people are gone and is then gonna continue farming, and if you leave the lane she's gonna push her towers. You know, that's the story about the brood mother. I'm kinda thinking Phantom Lancer is the same type of hero. In the meantime, whoa, wait a second, nice dodge. Ooh, for a second there I thought he was gonna follow him, but he wasn't there. Ice Path not gonna hit, Venomancer Gale not gonna hit either. Here comes the Wisp as well. Right clicks, Lena, a lot of trouble, Rockets will fly, gets the kill. That's one track kill, 2 to go. It's Jakiro that's gonna be the next target. Is it gonna be a track? No track just yet. And Bounty Hunter walks into that one. There's the track. Do they want to chase it? Do they want to dive? It looks like they do, but here comes the Tidehunter. He's going to come in. Jakiro already fought, but here comes the Ravage. Hits on 3, hits on 2. Wisp in a lot of trouble. Has to back off right now. Sven uses God Strength. Only needs 1 stun. Is he going to get vision? Gale will hit. Stun will hit on the Venomancer. Right clicks will go. Earn charge as well. Here comes the Bounty Hunter. This will be another track kill for them. Sven, 3 track kills already. Will this be another one? Now the Wisp will go down still. Rubik picking up the kill. Coming in from the side. Telekinesis on the bounty hunter as the Tidehunter. Track kill number 4, and this would be number 5. Jakiro in the meantime back in play. We're gonna see Rubik using the Shadow Walk to get away that he stole earlier. Another track on Jakiro. Will he die for the second time? Jakiro on the run. Right clicks to go. Macropire casted. Ice Path also, but there's not gonna be anybody casted stuck in it. Actually, never mind. Telekinesis inside the Macropire, and it will be the Venomancer that still dies, but as did the Rubik. And that, was that 4 or 5 track kills? I mean, really, that is so much gold that should not be underestimated. There is one reason, and one reason only, why you pick up a Bounty Hunter, apart from him being a decent offlane. Track. Your kills will mean more. And right now, just now, I think I called out every track kill that there was. I think there was at least 4. I can't remember if the Jakiro, yeah, the Jakiro died again. He had track on him as well. I think it was 5. 5 track kills. Hello, Goldgraph. Spiking up towards the 5k in favor of the Radiant team. No real surprise there, though. I mean, come on, they got a lot of kills there on the top lane. They did not manage to take down a tower. This is something that they kind of lack. The push power. As in, they lack it if you don't count this guy. Because while the top lane was fighting, you know the thing that the Brute Mother does, what he said earlier, that's exactly what he did, because this tier 1 tower is gone. It's gone. Not there anymore. So that's the story of the Phantom Lancer. He's building towards the Diffusal Blade, and he's just having a happy time farming. I mean, yeah, he's died once, but he's doing okay, and as long as nobody bothers him on the lane. And we're gonna see Wisp having his relocate ready again. Whoa, Bounty Hunter getting a kill up on the Sven. With Gale from the Venomancer helping out, even his Poison Nova helping out. Track going off on the Rubik. Will he actually steal that one? No, he has a Tether stolen. Telekinesis up on the Venomancer. Stun there as well. Here comes Jakiro. Right clicks on Lena. More tracks to go. And there's another kill. Hits on 2. Lena, you're dead. 1 track kill. 2 track kills. And now Jakiro on the run. There is a track. And there's the right clicks, and that's gonna be a Macropire, but still the kill. In the meantime, that was, by the way, Rubik stealing the track, but then again he died, so that's not gonna be that useful anymore. And that was a TP in from the Wisp Bounty Hunter, making good use of that, getting 3 track kills with that. Track up on the Titan who wanted to do a Ravage, but can't do it anymore now. And Bounty Hunter running away from that one. Wisp still hanging out around, but then again he's not going to be going in because he is very low on HP, very low on mana as well. Just going to pull the creep wave away and make sure his tower is not going to be in more danger than it already was before. And now the pushing power. I mean, Venomancer does have some pushing power, of course. I mean, I was kind of exaggerating earlier. But Venomancer is decent pushing power, to be fair. This is the first, second tower going down on the side of the Dire. As Phantom Lancer is just farming something in the jungle. I mean, I'm gonna check back on that Phantom Lancer a couple of times, but in theory he is gonna try to be as AFK farming as possible, and as soon as something happens that has all of the heroes involved for the Dire team, he's gonna try to push. That's basically his story. Sven died 4 times now, still trying to farm. Look at the net worth difference. It is huge. 3 heroes, 3 lanes, all in favor of the Radiant team. I mean, it was the top lane, middle lane, and the bottom lane, all highest up on the list for the Radiant team, with the Rubik and the Sven following at least this guy closely. But I think that's also... no, he doesn't have anything. Oh, quite surprising. I thought that that this Phantom Lancer would have more, but that is also, of course, because he's not been part of those track kills. And this is looking dangerous. Here comes the Tinker coming in as well. Track is already on there. Rockets will fly. Bounty Hunter looking for it. Oh, nice dodge up the stun. Hello, crit. BKB actually up on the Bounty Hunter. He tries to run away. Force Staff helps him out from the Tinker. Rockets will fly. And now it's actually a God's Strength Sven that is on the run. You don't see that every day. And Bounty Hunter will try to get away from that one. Stun is on cooldown for the Sven. And is now off cooldown again, but he doesn't see the Bounty Hunter anymore. As Tinker will just take care of the creep wave. As the rest of the creep wave from the Radiant side is going to push in. Gonna lay down some damage. Here comes the Tidehunter though, thinking about going in. Is he gonna use his Ravage to stop that TP? Yes he is! Yes he gets it! And that is Tinker, Ice Path going down, Tidehunter picking up the kill. And you might think, you know what, that Ravage wasn't worth it. But it actually was. They need to fight these kind of kills because we've seen it. Those team fights are not gonna go their way so far. Even though they have really got a lot of disable. I mean, if you go in with Spam Stun, Ice Path, Macropyre, Ravage, you have so much disable. I know Macropyre is not a disable, but you can lay it down under everybody that's disabled from everything that's coming off from the rest of your teammates. But they are not making it work so far. They are not making it work. And now Sven, in trouble, is going to try to get away from this Phantom Lancer. Ice Path doesn't hit, and there's a slow. He's not going to get a kill though. As the dust being popped, Lina going down, track kill again. And they dust. So he can't escape, and it is the Phantom Lancer that will give his life. Bounty Hunter will be staying alive though, he'll be backing off. Should be backing off, won't be backing off. Telekinesis there. Is there gonna be more? There's a track, landed on the Bounty Hunter. More tracks to follow, but that's the track of the Bounty Hunter himself, and he can't get away anymore. BKB TP out, only way to do it. Venomancer thinking about going, but there was no... Just the thing that you have no vision from this side to this side. Save that Venomancer. And of course that invisibility rune as well. Nice track coming off from the Rubik. Telekinesis there as well. Here comes the Tide. This might be slightly overextension from this Venomancer who's being a support but quite ballsy as he gets a gale in the face. Right click to follow. Here comes the Tether though. Here comes the Wisp. And that's gonna be the end of that pursuit as more tracks to go up. Rubik really having fun with these tracks. I mean, all that the Dire Time needs is one good team fight. Telekinesis, Venomancer getting stunned. That's the Wisp going down. That was track gold for the Dire team. And this might be another track kill, as it is indeed a track kill. And that will be 2 track kills. And it is a Bounty Hunter that gets stunned. Macropyre, track, Laguna Blade. 3 track kills going towards the way of the Dire side. And the Tinker stun goes off. Lina stun. And that is 4 heroes down. 4 heroes down on the side of the Radiants. It wasn't even a proper team fight, but they managed to do it. So much disable coming forth, and all of that started with one Venomancer. One Venomancer that was just slightly ballsy with trying to throw out a gale on the Rubik. But then that Rubik had a track. And then there was a Wisp to come in to save him, and then there was more to come in to save him, and they weren't savable, and they lost the team fight, and they gave away a lot. I mean, not just gold, of course, but you kill off heroes that are higher level than you, and you get so much experience back for that, and we're gonna see that back. Look at this drop. This drop is huge, and let's not forget that the Phantom Lancer already died before that fight even started on the top lane, with a dive past the tier 2 tower. It's the danger of Dota. Overextension at its finest. And we have got gold still in favor, of course, of the Radiant side, but it's not that much anymore, and everything can happen again. Rockets will fly, Tinker coming in, and the Tidehunter will think twice about coming to follow that. He used by himself. There would not have been enough support in time. And everybody of, well, 4 of the Radiant team gathering up here. The only one that's not here is the Venomancer, who is farming on the top lane. Track still in the hands of the Rubik. Telekinesis on the Tinker, stun there as well, right clicks, Ice Path, Luna stun, and that's gonna be the Tinker going down, first one, that's a Ravage, hits on one only the Wisp, Macropyre there as well, BKB up on the Bounty Hunter, who's landing some tracks as he goes, but gets tracked up himself as well. Nice Ice Path again, locking in the Phantom Lancer, stun, Bounty Hunter down, track kill, Wisp, what are you doing? There's a Tether up on the Phantom Lancer, they need to get away from this place, they need to go out. They're looking for a way out, Bounty Hunter buying back, TP out from the Wisp. And it is the Tinker that came back again. It goes down again, and that was again a track kill if I'm correct. It looks like it was indeed. And these fights, they are not good for the Radiant team, but I guess the Dire team is cheering right now. QWERT is really doing amazingly well, and that's all their disable. They are now making it work. Didn't work at first, but right now they got their flow going, and as long as they can catch the Radiant team off guard every time, then they can keep doing this, because as I said, they have a lot more disable for themselves than ScaryFaceZ does. And this is a tier 1 tower going down. The second tower going down on the side of ScaryFaceZ, as the towers are now even again, 2 towers down on either side. Rubik still has a track, by the way. Not long though, not for long. The party is almost over for this Rubik, who's really having a lot of joy with this track. I mean, as I said, that's one of the better spells that you can steal if you're a Rubik and you are versus a bounty hunter. Let's see. This is the gold graph. This is what changed with the gold. It was over 10k in favor for the Radiant team, and then bam, dropped towards 2k. And experience graph back to 0. I mean, all of a sudden, within 4 or 5 minutes, everything changed again. And now it's back to even. And the laning advantage that the Radiant team had, it's over. It's basically over. And I say laning advantage because it kind of was slightly advantage. If you're versus tri lane versus aggressive tri lane, and the aggressive tri lane is not dying that much, but it's still not taking kills, and that's a successful for the team that was on the easy tri lane. That is. Make sense? Yes, I do. In my own head, I always make sense. Good stuff. We have 1300 gold up on the bounty hunter. Curious to see what he's gonna go for next. Normally you see bounty hunters go for Vlad or something, going just for pure auras and stuff like that, but this bounty hunter is pretty farmed, so he could just go for something crazy like a Desolator or something. I would not be surprised to see that one, even though of course the Vlad would be a more logical choice in the way of heroes, builds. Rocket supply. And yeah, like I said earlier as well, you can shut the Tinker down, you can kill him off, but when he's alive, he's just going to be just as annoying as before you killed him off. I wonder who this lady is. Curious. Let's see what the rest is building. Venomancer got his mechanism complete. We have the Wisp picking up his threads as well as an urn. Tinker, of course, would travel. We already saw the 4 stuff being demonstrated before as well. We have the Phantom Lancer, who's got his Diffusal Blade, which we already saw. Where's the real one? There's the real one. And he's now also got his Yasha up, and it is Sven that picked up the Venomancer. There is gonna be more though. Tinker going down, Laguna bladed to death, and Wisp backing off there. And is that March of the Machines? Yeah, that is March of the Machines, little Rubik. Nice job there. And the pipe completed on the dire side, and the Gem of True side on the Rubik, so important in this game. We also have Tidehunter picking up the Medallion of Courage, and he is the one with the pipe, by the way. Indicating that they might be going for a Roshan soon, the Medallion of Courage anyway. For now they don't have to back off though, they can just kill off his tier 2. Tinker is dead, Bounty Hunter cannot do anything by himself, I feel like, and the only thing they have to worry about is this guy, who is just split pushing, of course. They're gonna be taking down the second tier 2 tower, as he also already took down a tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. The tier 2 tower middle drops as well. Tidehunter still thinking about going. I mean, he has a Ravage, he can be pretty ballsy. And track still going off from the Bounty Hunter. TP out from the Sven though, and they will be not going for this fight anymore. And Sven building towards the BKB has it actually complete now with that push in. So good job for him. Having that one sorted. Lena got herself some Tranquil Boots. Actually has got 1600 gold. Sometimes we see Lena with a Blink Dagger. I like to see that, but I'm curious to see if she's actually gonna do that, because that's more like a not really supporty Lena build. Even though the supporty side, she's probably gonna leave to Jakiro, who also got wards. He's got 1900 gold. Expecting him to be going for a Force Staff still. Some pressure being put on this middle tower, at least forces them back. And wow, I wasn't expecting to be forcing so many back, but there is soon it's gonna be 5 versus 5 in this middle lane. And the track, no, it was the Shadow Walk that got stolen. Shadow Walk that got stolen. Sentry Ward being placed, even though they have a gem, they don't want to risk anything. 3400 gold up on this Rubik right now. And this is a standoff. And it's a standoff in favor of the Radiant team, purely because the Radiant team is also able to farm some in the meantime in their jungle. And this guy is anyway. While the Dire team is just standing around here farming one lane with all of them. The rockets will fly. The longer the standoff takes, the lower they will be, because Tinker will just be running back and forth, or TPing back and forth I should say. And Landing down rockets, and now they draw on the minimap. They actually smoked up. They're gonna be going for this. They're not gonna find anybody though. Look at this. They already backed off thinking the stalemate was over. They're still gonna go straight forward. Wisp, telekinesis. He is gonna be target number 1, and he is gonna go down very fast. A lot of hatred for one tiny Wisp. Rockets will fly. That is well, that is one. This is just one smoke, and I pick up the Wisp. It's not the greatest of finds, I guess, but then again, Wisp is just standing there doing nothing, and they're actually gonna get chased now. Venomancer, as well as Tinker and the Bounty Hunter trying to go for something, as Roshan is gonna be indeed the target for the Dire team. With the medallion, of course, they can indeed do that, but they notice they're being chased. Tinker, telekinesis, there's gonna be stun, another stun, and down you go! But Jakiro picking up the last hit, tracks going off, Shadow Walk there as well, and they try to run as fast as their feet can carry them. And this is all fakes, but they're gonna go for Roshan once again. They can do that. They can just do that, and it is a gem that is now up on the Jakiro with the Rubik picking up a 4-staff for himself, and having that mechanism, of course, as well. Was he the one with the mechanism earlier? Yeah, I guess he was. Both of the teams have a mechanism. But they're not going to go for Roshan anymore, which is quite surprising. They feel like they would be into too much of a disadvantage, probably, even though they do have the Ravage. The gem got swapped again. This time it's on the Tidehunter, of course, a bit more reliable target to have that. And, of course, he is the one that goes in, the one that jumps in, the one that gives the vision. A lot more vision than the Jakiro would give, that standing at the backside of a fight and doing nothing at all. Well, apart from laying down Ice Path, the Macropire, and Dual Breaths and stuff like that, but you're normally not that much in range of the rest of the fight. Gush lands 4-star forward on the Tinker, getting very scared there, with the Jakiro coming in as well. Ice Path at the ready. TP incoming from the Rubik, wanted to maybe go on something again. It feels like both of the teams are a bit at a stalemate. They're just waiting for the other teams to go in. They get pickups here and there, as we saw, even though the pickups have mostly been going to the Radiant side right now. Sorry, to the Dire side, of course, as you have been seeing. But at the same time, this Phantom Lancer, he is farming and farming and farming and farming. He's got himself a Manta style. He is still highest up on net worth. Even with all those fights going on, going the way of QWERT, the net worth is still in favor of the Radiant team. We look at the gold graph, it's still around 4k-ish in favor. It's not that much though. I mean, we have a 30-minute game, 40k difference, 4k difference. 40k would be a bit much, but 4k difference, it's really not that much. In that regards, we have got the experience graph also. I think it's going to be barely any difference, and that's of course because experience is what you get from kills, and there hasn't been that many kills, and the kills that have been there are quite even, and the kills that of course QWERT has been given were later kills, so they got some extra experience from that. But at the same time, the Phantom Lancer is getting experience on lane still, experience that QWERT is not getting because they're roaming around as 5, or at least sticking together to be ready for the team fight that they so want to get, because they have got the team fight and they have got everything that they need to try to take out the opponent team should they meet them 5-on-5. But yeah, we can't see the end of the scoreboard because the pause thingy is over there. But we can see. Oh, this is actually quite interesting. The gold per minute. And this is, I have to say, this is because of that track. 420 gold per minute, highest on the map. It's going to the Rubik. It's because of all those track kills that have been happening. Bounty Hunters, of course, very high up on there as well. But the tracks that have been going to the Dire team from that Rubik are pretty insane. So he's doing a great job there, and he was already, of course, pretty far into that mid lane as well. And he's been in 18 out of the 21 kills. Oh, that's interesting to see. Let's see. So we have Rubik. He's been in 18 out of the 21 kills. That's the highest involvement rate of everybody in his entire team. So that's pretty impressive to start with. And I'm actually curious to see how the Radiant is doing with that. Of course, with the Venomancer fairly high, 15 on 19. Bounty Hunter, same thing. Those are the two highest actually. With 16 on 21 for the Tidehunter. Well, interesting to see that the Venomancer is so highly involved, but that's of course also because he's been landing pretty amazing gales. He has been, yeah. I still remember the gale on the bottom lane is just 3 people walking here. Oh, I can't draw? Oh, wait, what's this? Hey, this is not, there's an auto disconnect going on. Hello and welcome back to a match of Dota 2. This is the 30-minute mark, or was the 30-minute mark of a game of ScaryFaceZ versus a QWERT, or QWERT, sorry, QWERT 12345. I spent in the middle. We had a. I'm making this for the VOD, so that's why we had a long break. So that's why I'm making two parts of this VOD, because there was a crash of Steam, which is why we are restarting the game from a load, and everybody's back in again. Everybody has the right amount of gold. I think Veterans has a lot of gold though, 2,800 gold. I'm gonna put on the net worth. It looks the same. We are counting it's the same, and it's again a standoff in the middle lane. We have 4 heroes here for the Dire team, with on the top lane is just a lonely Sven who's building towards an assault grasp by the looks of it. He's of course just trying to get his farm up, as he is of course considered to be the carry of the Dire team, and so far he's not really been that carry. The kills that they have made, which they have made, I mean, they have got some good fights going, but it has been the team fight, the combination of everything that's been able to get those kills, and not just the Sven carrying. He's just been part of that circle, and of course wants to be a bit more powerful by himself as well, which is not really surprising. This guy is also in the meantime just still pushing. I mean, he's got 1k gold up already. He's still got his man stab, which he had earlier. He's got a diffuse blade. It feels a bit weird of getting back into the flow that I had earlier, so yeah, bear with me until I got that back. But we'll just see what these teams are gonna do. Oh, we know what they're gonna do. This is the last tier 1 tower standing on the map. It's got 166 HP. There is a blink also going on the top tier, bottom tier 2, tier 1 tower, tier 3 tower rather. And it's gonna be Rubik that's already TP in there. Fortification goes up. This tower will still drop, but the TPs are forced out. They need to defend this tower, get some damage done on there, but they're not gonna be finding any more kills there. As for some reason I am not seeing on the minimap the difference between the normal ones and the real ones anymore. But yeah, Wisp TP'd the Phantom Lancer towards the top lane, where they managed to pick up the Jakiro, who was there by himself, left alone after taking down the tier 1 tower. Roshan will be attempted here now by the Dire side, though we already saw them doing that earlier, and then they well, they decided not to because it was too risky, but now with the Medallion of Courage, it's just very easy to take down this Roshan, and they're not going to get contested either. I don't think that the Radiant team knows that this is happening right now. There's one ward up, actually, but they're not going to be able to do anything. I mean, and if you look at it from a team fight perspective, it is the Dire team that is definitely in favor. There still was a Ravage, all the disable coming off from the Dire team. It was just too much, and they're not even going to do anything in return. Wow, I thought it was the last tier 1 tower standing on the map on the top lane, but this is actually the last one. He's even lower on HP than the other one was, 137. But, well, it probably will drop soon. As soon as Vetermancer is left alone with the tower, he'll know what to do with it. It does. It sure does. 1,800 gold up on the Sven, still continuing to farm. And got himself the Aegis as well, I believe. So we'll be a bit more confident in his farming, as the Phantom Lancer is actually farming in the Dire jungle. Because he can. He is really doing that thing that Brute Mothers do, is just pushing, and if he can't push, he farms in the jungle next to it, and then he pushes again, and then he farms in the jungle next to it. And it looks like the Dire team wants to go on this bottom lane, middle lane rather. We have 5 heroes around here. They're up versus one lonely Venomancer. He does have a semi-support with the Bounty Hunter being around there, who's got his Desolator indeed complete, so no Vladimirs from him, as I said earlier. And they actually smoke up. Gonna try to find that Phantom Lancer. As soon as the smoke pops up, they know the real one is around there. But the real one is not around here. The real one is on the bottom lane. And Sven actually shows himself, so they know that they can't find him anymore, and this is where the real one's at. Many illusions being made. 3,300 gold. Could still be going for the Radiance if he really wants it to. And they're gonna come in from the side. Still smoke on some though. Tidehunter coming in first, blinking in. Ravage hits on 2. Ice Path lands on the Tinker. Guys there as well. Dragon Slave going through. Here comes the Tinker helping out. 4-step up in the high ground. It is Rubik that is, well, still stole something. He stole the track again. Rockets will fly. Nice deny. Tidehunter denying the Jakiro. So only one dead, which is not really a kill. Tracks going on right and back and forth. Nice BKB, right clicks to follow. Is there going to be more coming up on the Radiant side so far? No, not yet. Bounty Hunter on the run, track is there. He can't escape it. One more hit needed, and Sven, he wants it, he can get it. But the Tidehunter steals it first. And it is Alina still dying to the Tinker there as the Gale latches on the Sven, but Sven doesn't really care. He only needs 2-3 hits to take down the Venomancer. Wispstone will still be there. Venomancer trying to get away, will be safe, and they actually back off. 2 for 1, and I say 2 for 1, but of course we know that the Jakiro only died because he got denied. In the meantime though, this is what I was talking about. It's like a brood mother, you leave him alone for a while and your towers are going to be pressured, and even though the tower did not go down, it got taken down for quite a substantial amount of HP, and next time he is there, I mean, tower will go down, and maybe even the barracks, so that's pretty dangerous to be having against you there. Even fight for ScaryFaceZ, but brought into favor for them because of that push. And it was a 5 versus 4 fight. Keep that in mind.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Stun? No, he's just using stun to farm. Okay. There is the Hyperzone as well. And yeah, he's almost complete with his Oscaress. Will be extra tanky with that. Let's see what the rest of the team is building up. Tidehunter has got 1400 gold, already had his Blink Dagger, had his Pipe, had his gem, or at least a gem that he got from the Rubik earlier, and is just he's a happy Tide, to be fair. He doesn't need that much anymore, but everything that he gets is welcome, and I'm curious to see what he's gonna go for next, because he has a lot of options. And maybe even go for a refresher or something. Tidehunter, or sorry, Jakiro in the meantime got himself a 4-staff indeed, as expected. We've got ourselves the Rubik, who's finished his BKB. He's got 0 stacks left on his drum, by the way. Interesting to see. Maybe someone else has a drum still. And Lena building towards the 4-staff as well. Picked herself up a Ghost Scepter, of course, very needed if you're versus so many right-click heroes like a Phantom Lancer as well as a Bounty Hunter. Smoke up. They're not gonna find anybody there though. Everybody of the dire time is around this middle lane. Soul's Caress completed up on this fen, building it, bringing his stuff towards him right now. Did this guy build something else? No, he's got 5k gold. Wow, he has 5k gold. What is he gonna go for next is the question. He's gonna let his illusions push in. There is no fortification. But they will actually just go towards the Sven and yeah, die. And that, well, the fact that everybody is around there, the Sven is standing there, they kind of know that they were anticipating a fight, so they back off. But they still want to fight. Dire team wants to fight. Let's see where the fight's going to be happening first, because here is 2 people going. They're going to find nothing but illusions. It's actually the Gust that lands on a Bounty Hunter. This is a fake one. They don't know it yet, though. And they can't chase the Bounty Hunter because he turned invisible and didn't get a track up on him. Track is still up on the Rubik though. Smoke up for the Dire team, looking for a target. I'm looking for that team fight. Sven is gonna be bait with his Shot Caress, though. He's not gonna be dying anytime soon. Tinker's gonna push back the bottom lane again. That was a dual breath for a Jakiro who's still in his smoke, so they might have seen that. This is fake ones only. And I'm looking at this tier 3. Here comes the real one. Not sure if that was the intention. He thought that was just one, and now he doppelboxed himself away. Already got the track though. Blinking, Ravage hits on 2. That is 2 down. The 2 most important ones. They have to buy back now. If they can, I'm not sure. They cannot. It looks like they cannot. Venomancer on the way out. March of the Machines going through, trying to stop this pushing from happening. Tinker doing what he can with the March of the Machines. But this is going to be enough. Sven actually goes down. That's quite surprising that he just stood there and went down. We have the Tidehunter who is backing off there. Tier 3 drop, but nothing else. Laguna Blade will take care of the Wisp. Jakiro still dropped as well. And that's going to be, or should be, the end of the pushing, or is it? Rockets will fly. Still damage being done there. Rockets will more rockets will fly. It looks like these barracks are safe. What did he buy? I thought he could buy back, but he could not buy back. What did he buy? He bought a heart. Thank you. That cost him a tier 3 tower. That is what it did. But then again, can't save out your gold forever. Right? Got a sheepstick being built up by the Tinker. No real surprise there, to be fair. BKB up on the Venomancer. We saw that being used. Mechanism already we saw that one. The 500 gold up on the Bounty Hunter could not buy back in the previous fight either. And Wisp, last but not least, picked up a Sange. Might be going for a Heaven's Halberd. That would be a very powerful tool against that Sven. Just to disarm him, make sure he's out of play for a moment, and just to get him down or to make sure he stops attacking, because when he's got his god strength, he hits quite hard. You don't really want to be having that. Dragon Sleeves, Tracks, Rockets. Where's the Rubik? What does he have? Nothing. Stun lands on Norman. Nagash there as well. Just harassment, Ice Bath. They cannot really go in on it yet. They have got the Ravage in 26 seconds. Tracks going off back and forth. The gem's still on the Tidehunter. Ice Path, only illusions. Then again, it's illusions with the heart. They're quite tanky. Rockets will fly, more Venomancer wards being placed. More illusions being created as well. Tower will go down in all of this if they don't go into it. There is a Ravage in again, and there he blinks. And their Venomancer also being used as well. Look at the amount of BKBs, though we see Sazu trying to find targets. It's a Jakiro that drops first, Bounty up to picking that one up. The Rubik running away with track on him. Not going to be able to do anything anymore as his teammates fall around him. The Sven died, the Lena died, Tidehunter getting tracked up now as well. The track got stolen again by the Rubik, but they won't be able to take down anything right now. And Tidehunter, I think he might even go down. Another track, Bounty Hunter actually chasing him down as the Rubik goes down because the Phantom Lancer just dove into that tower, dove into that base. Tidehunter is still alive. And it's actually the buyback from the Rubik who TP's in. Wants to go for a kill. The Bounty Hunter but will pay for his life with his life again. And Bounty Hunter will stay alive. And that was 2 times going down for the Rubik. TP in again for the Tidehunter, who's still not dead, of course. He's going to be able to defend this tier 3 tower. But at the same time, the bottom lane, Phantom Lancer finished his work. Took down the melee barracks, took down the tier 3 tower. More harassment on that Tidehunter as the tier 3 tower drops here as well. Barracks will go down as well. And they will be backing off after that, knowing that there's going to be a lot of support coming in. There's the Ice Battle. It's on the Phantom Lancer. The GG well played already goes out. Never mind that. GG well played. This is only game 1 though, and I have to say, this game was very even. Everything could happen. It started out so much in favor of ScaryFaceZ, with a big comeback coming off from QWERT with a couple of good team fights. But it was not enough. It was not enough. This Phantom Lancer getting out of control. His split push was just too much for them to deal with. And of course the kills continuously going through. That golden advantage that they got from all those track kills at the start. Too much to get back from. And we are gonna see game number 2, how they're gonna be dealing with that. I would not be surprised to see the Bounty Hunter being banned out. It was a hero that got a first pickup for ScaryFaceZ in this game. And you might see something different for coming up for the next game, as we see more barracks being picked to pieces. And as I said, this was only game number 1. It's the best out of 3 to determine which one of these 2 teams is going to be getting that invite for Dreamhack Winter. And everybody disconnects from the Dire side, so we will have to throw an exploding soon.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
My name is Sheever, by the way. I'm a GhostOfGamers caster. If you want to support me, then please subscribe to my YouTube, youtube.com/SheeverGaming. If you want to find out more about the Dreamhack Winter Qualifiers, you can go to dreamhack.se. And if you go then to the esports section, I believe you are able to find the bracket there, for example, and more information about qualifiers to come as well, so you can check it out there. Of course, you can also check out GhostOfGamers.net/Dota2, where you will find the information as well, including the post which reveals which teams have already gotten an invite to Dreamhack Winter 2012. Let's jump ourselves into game number 2. More Dota 2 coming after this one, so stay tuned for that and don't go anywhere.